I'm going to give you some information about the work that you have to get done in your Wednesday packet. Your packet that you picked up from the school on Wednesday also has work to do on Wednesday. So you have a math review page. Now I chose a review page because it will review things we've talked about in class. All right, so we've been talking about counting on and adding 0. And so one of the strategies we have for addition, a strategy is a plan you make to have success. One of the strategies is counting on. That means instead of always starting over or counting from the beginning, you can count on from the biggest number. And using a number line can help you do that. So your math page will begin with you having opportunities to use a number line. It will ask you to draw the jumps, okay? So like number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll draw a number line. The first problem that you have on number 1 says 4 plus 1 equals, and then you're going to fill in the answer. Now to draw those jumps, you're going to start at 4 and jump 1. 4 plus 1 equals 5. That helps you practice counting on. Instead of thinking you have to count all the way up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can just go 4 plus 1 is 5. 4, 5. You're counting on. Okay? You'll have several opportunities to do that using the number line to count on. And then number 5, they're going to give you options of number lines where someone else has already drawn the jumps for you, okay? And you're gonna match which math problem you think matches the number line the best, all right? On the back, there's a word problem, and then on the back, you're gonna get to draw pictures to complete the problems, all right? So it says draw 8 squares, draw 2 triangles. Okay, you're gonna draw those, and then you're gonna turn that picture that you drew into a math problem, right? 8 squares and 2 triangles. And whenever you're picturing a problem, you want to be sure that you keep it simple, because it's about a simple picture that helps you see the problem, not about a really elaborate art project, okay? Then you're going to complete the sentence. So you've drawn 8 squares and 2 triangles, so when you complete that sentence, you're saying there are how many shapes? Now, you could count all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But instead, you're going to start with the 8, 9, 10. There are 10 shapes, all right? So you have several problems like that. And then filling in missing numbers on your number line, more things like that, okay? You're also going to do some comparing about which set has more, which set has fewer. I think you'll do really well on that math review page. Now in English, you get to do some work with action words. We've been talking about words and sentences, and you guys have done a great job making words, putting together words and sentences. We worked on that in our live instruction time, and we worked on that when you guys made things out of Play-Doh and we put them in order to make sentences, didn't we? Well, your English sheet, whenever we made those things out of Play-Doh, those were naming words. We made cupcake or lizard, right? To make a sentence, you also need an action word, all right? An action word tells what someone or something does. Okay, so here's a sentence. Zach swims in the pool. Swims is the action word because it tells what Zach does. My family plays games. The action word is plays. It's telling you what does your family do, all right? So on your worksheet, you're going to find the action words. You're going to find action words in a list. You read some of those words. Speak, tree, fast. Which one of those is something that you could do? Speak, right? So you'll circle that. Then you're going to look in sentences. The lion hunts. Which one of those words is the action word? It's hunts, because the lion is doing it, okay? So that's front and back. You get to make up your own sentence, on the top. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. And yeah, just some more experience with mostly what you're doing on this whole worksheet, front and back, is finding the action words and circling them, okay? So I look forward to seeing your work on that too. When we come back in our live instruction, we can do some more work with action words. It's really fun to play charades where you act out different things whenever you're focusing on action words, and I look forward to doing that with you, okay? Words are so powerful because they can go together to make sentences. Sentence is a group of words that makes a complete thought, right? And language is important and powerful because we can speak, we can read, we can listen, right? And we can write, okay? So I love English, and I love that time that we spend learning that and focusing on that because language is so powerful, and it's good for us to know and learn how to use it. You're also going to have an English or a reading worksheet. It's reading worksheet, page number 5 and 6. This is going to be, it's sort of a review. It's after we look again at the story, Seth and the Angry Bug. Okay, so I want you to look at that story again, and then I want you to get out your reading book, reread that again, read it silently, or if you would like, you can read it aloud. Maybe you want to read it to someone in your family, a sibling or cousin or a grown-up that might be there with you. You could also just read it aloud to some stuffed animals or a pet, if that's what you'd like to do. But reread that story about Seth and the angry bug. Do you remember why? Why was that bug angry? Can you remember? I enjoyed reading that story with you yesterday. After you read the story, you're going to do your worksheet. Now, we've talked a lot about how the title of a story gives us such a good clue as to what the story is about. So you're going to spend some time, you're going to look at a list of words and think if a story includes all of those, what's the best title? Okay, so you have 4 of those. Here's one example. Here's our set of words. Barn, haystack, horse, cow, duck. Okay, that's our set of words. Now here are 2 options of title. This is my farm, or birds in the barn. Okay, now that could be a little tricky because they both sound like they reference a farm, which obviously is what these words are about. But we're going to circle the title that best describes it. And I think the one that best describes it is, this is my farm. Okay? Because these words don't only talk about birds and a barn, they talk about all sorts of things on a farm. A haystack, a cow, right? So you get to do that a few more times. On the back, we get to do a phonics review. We've been talking about vowels and consonants. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Okay, so if you see a V on here, that's for vowel. And if you see a C, that's for consonant. Consonant is all the other letters in the alphabet. So they're going to ask you to look for patterns. VC is vowel consonant. VCC is a vowel followed by 2 consonants. Now, these instructions are important. Read the words, underline the vowel in each word. So you start with that first. This word says help. The vowel in help is E. So I'm going to start with finding that vowel first. Okay? And then it tells you to color the bugs that are beside the words with the VCC pattern. So we're not, if they only have one consonant, like bad, the A is the vowel. And how many consonants come after the A? Only one, so we're not going to color that. But help, the very first one, H-E-L-P. That's 2 consonants following the vowel. So we'll color this bug. Okay? So you're going to do that. And then these words above will also help you complete the sentences down here at the bottom. And these sentences at the bottom are sentences that have to do with your story. Sometimes we read a story more than once, we want to practice our reading comprehension. That means we want to make sure we understand what we read and that we remember what we read. Okay, so if you get to these questions here where you need to answer them about the story and you can't remember, it's okay to get out your reading book and look again. Okay, you want to be a student of your textbook. So there are several other assignments that you have for Wednesday. You're going to practice writing your spelling words because you have a new spelling list. And so you can just practice writing those words. And there's also an art project to help you remember the Bible verse we've been learning. All right. So I look forward to seeing all your completed work because this is the day you're giving me your homework packet and you'll have your new work at home and ready to start another week learning and just having an awesome second grade experience.